Three, one. We already know that in these days we are knowing an art with identify of its creator. But before that, let me explain what is the definition of art itself. An art is an expertise to make a quality of work, and the art that we're gonna explain today in this debate is art that is visible and also audible. What is the example of art that is visible, that is picture or statue, or maybe like dancing, and the audible art is like a song. So then, why was this bad in the past? Why does making it un it make it people knows who is the creator of this art is bad? Because we know the first thing is we know that people having stereotype that is so subjective but not objective when when they rate the value of art itself. Let's take a look at the example is like BTS. We know that people really like the song, and their album has been so hit at this time. But what about the value of its song? I think we we can rate it with the songs that is made by other people's. Maybe the song that made by other people is better, but the name of BTS itself, it can make people think that oh my god, it will be so great just by its title, the BTS title or the creator name's title. But let's see if there is somebody else that unseen, like maybe the singer like Lenny or Love. They have uh, uh they have made a really great song, but it is unseen because the people only see who is the creator this song or who is singing this song, not about what is the actual values of uh, the art itself. And the secondly, it can make the artist less free to express their imaginative thoughts because they afraid people will judge their art. Because of that, in this day, many creators of in the webtoon, the example of in the webtoon, there are some anonymous, and also in the Wattpad, there are there are so many anonymous that that giving their art or giving their job because they don't want people to judge them, because sometimes uh people that already make a mistake, it will be booming at social media, and the art it's not gonna be hit again. Like we can say, the example is Gofar. Gofar is uh, unhit anymore or unbooming anymore because he already doing something wrong. He's doing sexual harassment to to his to his fans. And then how about that? Now he is being out and not become a part of Lawak anymore. And I think based on the story, we can we can we can know that if we if we get the name of the creators of the art, it can make people judge them by their life. But I think we believe that we should see the art itself based on its value, not what is the creator's life. And the opposition might say that it will make the artists have less benefit, make them less profit, and doesn't get any value of what they have been made. But actually it's not, because we have a mechanism where we will still the artist will still get the profit, but people will doesn't know who is actually made this art. So it not gonna make any harmful thing for the artist, and also not making the harmful things for people who listen or who enjoying this art. So I think if we do the anonymous art for the future, I think it will be better. Why? Because in the end of the day, every people will use social media, and everything that is bad from all of the artists, people will know about that and will judge about that. Uh, let's see, like uh, people that is have been make like a problem in the society, they think they cannot do anything more, they think that they cannot survive in the society, but the truth is not, they can still do something, they can still suffer from the struggle by still making an art, but in anonymous way. So the conclusion is, I think it will be more beneficial for the artist and for people if we do the anonymous, if the work is in anonymous art, because I think it will make them can express their feeling freely and not not rate the value of its art by a subjective way. Thank you.
Okay, now let's call the leader of the opposition here.
Oh wait, give me a minute. So before I start my speech, let me clarify I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't see any urgency given by the government side of the house why they suddenly want to hide. Hello? Hello?
Yes, you are audible. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay, let me repeat. Wait, am I audible in?
Yes, you are audible.
I think there is some noise here. Okay, let me start it again. 1, 2, 3. Judges, I think there is no any urgency given by the government side of the house where they want to suddenly hide the background of the art in itself. Why they suddenly want to make it anonymous without introducing who actually the creator of this art, when it is made, and where it is created in the very first place. The only one thing that they rely is that there is no value of the art in itself when it is going to be anonymous in the current status quo. I will prove why it's wrong. So before I go to my substantive materials, several clarification towards this debate. First, this debate should operate in the world where it is where the art is going to be where the world is going to be or where the world going to be not know who actually the creator of this art, and something like that can create a clarity towards this art in itself. So first response to the point of the government, that is when they say that it is the first is not going to be objective in order to value the art in itself. We say that no, it's not always the case. The society in status quo are already progressive enough. People will say that it is not good if the art in itself is not good. They are not judge them by the artist in itself, because somehow people already understand that it is about taste, it is not about the people who create it in the very first place. Or the existence of the Rotten Tomatoes, for example, or other industry agency that going to always give evaluation towards the art in the status quo, prove that they already judged it based on the quality of the art, not the creator in itself. But second, we say that even if yes, it is true that that society are going to judge it based on the artist who created. We say that it is totally okay, right? When you love BTS, for example, then it is okay if you are really hegemony because of their song. If it is okay if you still love the song anyway, not because the quality in itself, ladies and gentlemen. Because of why? Because the reason behind why you love BTS, for example, that is because the previous song that they created, right? The previous song that they created is so meaningful for you, that's why you love it. But in the second song, maybe it's not really good for you, but because it's already written in your heart that they are a good artist, that's why you love them. We say that it is totally okay. They have to prove to us why it is very bad in order to rely on the artist's capabilities instead of the quality of the song in itself. The last response is that when they say, "Oh, the artist will less motivated to create art because people judge them," we say that it is very ontological argument, right? Because in our side of the house, we say that the, the self motivation and self evaluation can only be achieved when society judge you. This is very important because when the society see that the song is not good anyway, so then they are not judge it because it is not anymore. So then this artist will continuously create unqualified song because there is no evaluation, there's no any judge from the society. We say that judgment is not always going to be that in the bad way. So we say that there is no any urgency. So as opposition, what I'm going to prove to you is that first, why particular identity of the artist will very important, and second, I will prove to you the justification why it is okay to show the background of the artist. So let's go to the first. The justification why it is okay to show the background of the artist or make it anonymous. We say that this particular artists have a right to be known by society. They have a right in order to be known that they are the creator of this art, right? Because they already, pour their effort so much on this art. They already sacrifice everything to create a masterpiece. That's why they have a big contribution in this art. That's why we think that it's okay if the society known them. The moment when the government want to hide them means that they want to limit their right in order to have the claim or the right on this art, ladies and gentlemen. We say that there is no any kind of benefit they will give to this artist when they want to anonymously show it to the society. I will explain later the kind of the artist in the current status quo, ladies and gentlemen. So the only one thing that they rely is that the mechanism. They want to give the they want to give the benefit to the artist, but we question what is the benefit and how you can give it to them. Meanwhile, the only one thing that the artist pursue the status quo is that money. They monetize the art in itself, and second, they want to just pour the imagination onto this art, ladies and gentlemen. They have to explain to us why suddenly hide them from the war on the art in itself is suddenly give them benefit. They never explain that. So that's justification point. Second argument is that why particular identity of the artist will be very important for this art. We believe that the essence of art is to entertain the viewers, right? But there is one thing that forget by the social construct. That is the goals of art, which is related to the appreciation for the artist itself. We believe that there are two kind of arts. That is first the art that created to entertain people and gain money from it, indeed, and second art that created as the artist of interest only to pour their imagination and portray his or her creativity without any interest to monetize it. Let's go to the first kind. We believe that this kind of arts identity is still necessary. Why? Since the competition, the capitalized and monetized art in the status quo is very in high level, it is very important to expose the art without blurry the background of the artist itself, including who created it, the year's creation, and where it is created. We believe this is important to eradicate the wrong claim on the art in itself, especially when it is a centuries work in art like Mona Lisa picture, the Starry Night created by the Van Gogh, and etc., or the ancient instrumental song. It can be very easy to say that, oh, it is the creation of him, not Leonardo da Vinci, for example, or not Vincent van Gogh, and etc. and etc. This is dangerous since you take other people's creation, you claim it. In fact, that is not yours. So identity of art is so important here to give the clarity of who actually the owner of this art. Second kind is that who the artist who just want to make it as the self of as the to pour their imagination and something like that. Some artists create art just to to make him known by the world, or just to translate his or her imagination into their creation, right?
Your
In
eye,
this
please.
point, no, thank you. In this point, the things that are important for him is that appreciation out of his self-interest to fulfill his self-satisfaction on that art. This even will make him become proud to be known for his art, and it will motivate him to create art even further, because not only the judgment that he will get from the society, but also on how the society value their art, ladies and gentlemen. We say that this benefit could never be achieved if you had the identity or the anonymously show it to the world, because this is because this artist will less appreciated, because the artist feels that the artist feels that people only know the art but forget about who actually create, or the great people behind it. Back to oppose. Thank you.
Okay, let's call the Deputy Prime Minister. The floor is yours. Bagus. Halo, Bagus. Bagus.
Sir. I'm sorry, I have some trouble. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. And then I'm gonna start my speech. If you wanna give the POI, just unmute yourself. I'm gonna start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our mission today is that House prefers a world where art is anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, for the first, I want to clarify. I want to give the definition about what is the anonymous in here means, ladies and gentlemen. What we mean about anonymous in here is about to not give you the profile for the author of the art, ladies and gentlemen. So the author of the art just give the just give you or just give the information for the people, just their nickname from the art, ladies and gentlemen, but not the personally information, not detailed information about their life and etc., ladies and gentlemen. So they only give us on our web just the nickname, or just what is their name in the artwork, ladies and gentlemen, not the personal information, ladies and gentlemen. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to answer some rebuttals from the opponent team first. Okay, the opponent team says that we don't give the urgency of the why we prefer a world where art is anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, actually in the status quo we have the urgency why we should prefer a world where art is anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, in the very first place, ladies and gentlemen, the artist makes some art. Actually, of course, actually they they have some message to send into the world from their thought, from their notion, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, the artists want to make their art to express what is their notion to our to the keadaan in our status quo for now, ladies and gentlemen. And our society isn't ready to receive, to accept that message, ladies and gentlemen. So many cases that in our status quo that where is when the artists come to criticize our status quo for now, like political or etc. And then our society just judge the art that, and also they do bias education for the artists, so the artist will get something not beneficial for them, like they get tagged from the social media and so on, etc., ladies and gentlemen. So this is why our society isn't ready for the free speech, ladies and gentlemen, for the free expression, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we should prefer a world where art is anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. And also, the opponent team said that how this work will beneficial for the art for the artist, because we don't know who is the author from some art that they make, ladies and gentlemen. We already has the mechanism, ladies and gentlemen, and the artist will be beneficial too. They will get their right copyright to, ladies and gentlemen, because the artist isn't use isn't used there personally. They don't have to reveal. They don't have to tell the people what is their actually name, what is their personal name. They only have to give the identity of their art, ladies and gentlemen. So actually, they still have the identity. We believe that in every art that every artist make, it is also contain the identity, the characteristic that which is different from the artist, from the one artist to another artist, and they of course they will have some nickname or like tank man or so on or etc. So they just give their nickname, so the beneficial or the people that want to reach them, want to reach their art, will also can search search them, ladies and gentlemen, but not personally, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the opponent team said that yeah, no thank you. The opponent team also said that the artist has the right to be known on society. Okay, we believe that. Yes, we agree that our artists, the artists also have the right to be known on society, and we don't erase that, ladies and gentlemen. The artists, of course, if their art is good, if their art is amazing and people like it, of course the people will know their artist, ladies and gentlemen, but as a nickname, not the personally name, ladies and gentlemen, because actually in the status quo, if the artist has known as uh, on their person life, it will be a burden, ladies and gentlemen. For example, I will give you some example for the content creator, like for example in the YouTuber like Atta Halilintar or Reza Arab Octopian. They all have their art. They all have their creature. They make some content. They make some art, and people know that. People like that, and also the people will judge. Oh my God, this art is so amazing, and I will make these people to be my leader. I will follow this leader, ladies and gentlemen, and that will become a burden to those artists, ladies and gentlemen, because they will always have to make the right thing, ladies and gentlemen. They will always has to show to the people the right thing to do, and actually they are all also a human, ladies and gentlemen. They also have the negative side. They also have the one that they want to do something. They also want to do something without the person will know. The person will know what they are to do. They also have their own side, ladies and gentlemen. So it will be a burden if we show the society what is the personally information about this artist, ladies and gentlemen. And also I want to give you the point in my speech for now. The point is uh this world will be beneficial for artists because they will be free to express whatever they want to express, ladies and gentlemen. For example, in political issues, ladies and gentlemen, that is the very higher, how to say that, how sangat berisiko, highly risk, ladies and gentlemen. The political issue is one of the highly risk that the artist is afraid to express their notion in political, ladies and gentlemen. So if we apply this where art is an anonymous, ladies and gentlemen, the artists, all of the people that want to express their notion in the art image, in the art point of view, they will be free to express anything, ladies and gentlemen, about these political issues, because the government or the people will not know who is their personally name. They will not know the information, the detailed information about their their artist, ladies and gentlemen. So this is will be safe. This is will make the artist will be more free to speech, more free to express their notion, because in the status quo, it is very highly risk if we express about this political issue, ladies and gentlemen. For example, like Iwan Fals. Iwan Fals express about political, and so many artists that express about political, and then the government don't like. If the government or if the people don't like it, they will just can attack them, ladies and gentlemen. For example, like Tretan Muslims and Toki Pardede, they express about the political freedom. They express about the religion, they refer about the politics, but people don't like it, so they attack them and also attack their company, ladies and gentlemen. So it will be more free for the artists to express their notion, and it will be good for our world where art is anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. Very proud to propose.
Okay, let's call the beauty leader of the opposition. Oh, nggak ada ya. Langsung berarti kita ke closing government. The floor is yours. Silakan, member of government, either Bima or Kalista. Halo.
Yeah. Hello. Well, I disagree with what the opposition said. Because, for example, that as social media are becoming more and more popular, it comes as no surprise that people want to protect their privacy and anonymity. Like for some artists, anonymity has been key to their success. So, um, so I agree to what the government said. Um,
Hello, is that all, Kalista?
Sorry. Yeah. I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's move on to member of the opposition. The floor is yours. Gerson?
Oh, okay. Am I audible right now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I start my speech in three, two, one. So, in my opinion, art must have an identity because the work of art represents the creator. If we don't know about the history of creator, why did not make the creator? Giving a identity is also useful to protect the copyright of the creator so that it's not stolen by other people because it's very prone to plagiarism and right violation. Intellectual property, if not given in identity to an art, therefore every country has a copyright law policy that the creator must appreciate. It is true that enjoying art is free, but don't forget to give praise because knowing the identity at work, we can be called appreciating. The background of the creator is also very influential on the work. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's call the last speaker, the government whip, Bima, floor is yours.
Okay, I start my speech. Okay. Okay, I start my speech in three, two, one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you and I want to explain you how the beauty is
a trait that refers to something beautiful, where humans express these beautiful feelings through various things that contain aesthetic elements that are generally judged by society. Beauty makes humans marvel at the charm of people, objects, the environment in which they live, and the natural scenery they see. So here the most important thing in art is art itself, because that's what art was created for. Apart from being a study material, as aesthetic is a word that is defined by most people as beauty. In principle, aesthetics is a science that studies beauty, both the beauty of the work and the perspective of the maker and creation of the work. In work of art, beauty cannot be separated from conversation. Whatever, it's a discussion of the benefits of the work, or the discussion about why the work must be born. The benefit contained in beauty in works of art can be seen from the description below. First, increase human knowledge about the value of art and beauty. And second, increase human knowledge about the elements of art and beauty and the various factors that influence them. Third, increasing human knowledge about subjective elements that affect human ability to enjoy art and beauty, and increase human love, the appreciation for nature, art, and natural culture, improve the human ability to evaluate works of art so that it will develop an appreciation of the art, and then increase awareness of bad influences that can damage local arts and culture. Then strengthening human belief in morality, humanity, decency, and divinity. And the last, improve human ability to think in a systematic way and add insight as a provisions for spiritual and psychological life, so that they can solve problems well. So I think that art is only to be enjoyed for its beauty, because that is the main function of art. And I believe that the creator of an art, or someone who creates the arts, also just want people to enjoy the art he creates. Okay, that's for me.
Okay, the last speaker, the opposition whip, the floor is yours.
Before that, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Okay, I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. So, judges, we believe that the government bench is already failed to explain. Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Oh, okay, sorry. So we think that the government side of the house already failed to explain to us the justification on why exactly they want the art to be anonymous. Because the opposition from the opening, they already told you that it is also important for the artists to be recognized for the work that they already done. And secondly, they also does not didn't explain to us why that art as a job, like what the status quo already had, is a bad thing to do. Because we already know that when the art as becoming one of the main resource of an artist,
beside it will also spread the value of the art, then the artist will be recognized and also um, will get the money or the salary from the work that they do. We think that those benefits is really good, but the government side of the house failed to explain why that's bad. So in the end of the day, we think that the government should not win the debate. But regardless, let's compare the whole bench, right? So basically, from OG, the reason why they want to have the art as anonymous is basically they are afraid that the artist will be judged by society, for example, um, or things like that. We think that this is very shallow what is it considerations, ladies and gentlemen, because first of all, we don't think that by making the art is anonymous it will make the artist will be free from that judgment from the people, because let me tell you that in the status quo in the society, it is with or without anonymity, the diverse opinion of people on certain arts is really it still exists, ladies and gentlemen. It is so common and normal for people to let's say do not like the art and then they post it in the social media and stuff like that, meaning that even if art is do not have the creator, do not entitled to anyone, but at the moment when people still have a different opinion on that art, still makes the real creator behind the work still feel hurted anyway, right? So it does not make any difference under their own proposal. So why then it is better on
I
our
please,
side of the house? Later, because we believe that the artists have the power and also have the voice towards its follower. We know that the trend is a status quo, let's say BTS or the Korean, idols. They have a lot and very good and loyal followers. What you can see from this pattern is that the follower will want to follow their idols for the value they believe in, even for their appearance, for example. They would want to
QI,
follow
please.
their idol like that for just because their work, ladies and gentlemen, meaning that acknowledging this, meaning that the artists actually have the power to influence their fans, right? Meaning when you're afraid that the artist will be attacked, then the artist itself can empower give message to the people, hey, we should be nice to everyone, for example, and we should be having respect to other artists, for example. So this is a very powerful thing that the only the artist can do compared to none of the artists in under the government's proposal. But before that, I'll take the BRI.
Okay, I will give you an example why it is. If the if you give your privacy to the people, it will be burden because so many cases in the Korean they suicide because they got attacked from the people. They have to be always right, and that is a burden for the artist, ladies and gentlemen. And
Okay.
if we do anonymous,
Time
it
is
will
up.
be free.
Time is up.
Okay. So I've already told you before that their argument is not exclusive. The reason is that first, even if you are the artist anonymous, that the attack is still there because the social media exists and people just like to say whatever they want in the social media. And it is even better in our side of the house because even if the artist is still being attacked on the social media, at the very least we have a discourse on the social media. Now people can have an interview with the artist to actually explain the story, to explain the real story of what people are still questioning, to also clarify what's being misunderstood by people. We think that this can only happen when you open up who is the creator and who is responsible, for example, for the art that they have done. And we think that that is a very legitimate thing to do, right? So that's why we think it is a lot better in our side of the house. So now let's compare with the opposition bench, right? So basically, they're talking about how it is important to recognize the artist, but unfortunately, they do not explain to us the worst case scenario that might happen like what the government side already challenged them. For example, like they're talking about in how society is already progressive, so they will not judge the artist, right? So, but they did not explain to us like how is it going to still be okay even if society still judge the artist. That we think that we already explained this to you on how the artists also have the power to neutralize what's happening in society when there is a bully or attack or something like that. Other artists will can support the other artists, and they also can spread the awareness of the people, right? And the other thing that we think is really important to talk about is the power of the artist itself, right? So for example, if we're talking about Beyonce, for example, she's very well known as a feminist icon, like in the as a singer. Like a lot of her songs represent the idea of feminism, and because of that, her fans now are aware of what is feminism, on how to respect women, how to have gender equality and stuff like that, because of the message that the Beyonce tried to give to her followers. So this kind of thing is only exclusive when we have the artist on board, right? And they are responsible for the art that they do, and they are also able to explain the art that they're doing, and also even better is to make them survive in this capitalism world, because they can they are now recognized and a diva. So we're back to a posting.
Okay, thank you. That's wrap our debate today. So it's quite interesting debate, but of course, yeah, I can say like a slightly average debate because there's still like misunderstanding about how to start the debate promptly. So yeah, I'm going to give you the overall adjudication. This debate is quite good because there are still some people that's actually quite engaging toward the motion, discussing about whether the anonymity bring more impacts, whether it's actually good or bad or positive or negative, and just so yeah, basically the discussions focus on the harms and the benefits on how it actually can be prevented or can be increased. So yeah, I think the thing that should win this debate is the one that can actually manage to explain us about just how good the when art is being said as anonymous, not only toward the artist but also to the followers, to the governments, or to every entities related to these kinds of art. And the second one, they also need to explain on why, even though being justified as false or something that actually can be so harmful, why at the end of the day, the urgency of letting art as anonymous thing can actually still upheld. Okay. Yeah, based on those two, I believe that anonymity will become something that actually should be done or not. So let's make it to my reason to the result here. I believe that the first thing that the first rank would be to our OO, since even though yeah they have only one speaker, but they bring more definitions toward the anonymity to its justification, and also how it can actually harms not only the artists but also toward the people themselves, on how the people unable to evaluate, the people will be unable to will fail to appreciate because there is less possibility to the access to access the backgrounds of the artist to begin with. And second one, the OO, what makes it deserve, what makes them deserve to be in first rank rather than the second position. And I give second positions to the opening government, and why the OO deserve to be ranked first, because uh, other than it bring more elaborative arguments based on how the targets or the goals of the art is to entertain, and with the two different perspective like self-interest and society construct that at the end of the day still being unable to be rebutted by the by either opening of government or closing government. And apart from that, it's also bring more identified clarifications on why people unable to unable even though the opening government say that um, there is urgency to support total freedom, but but the Afghan government didn't give extensive arguments on why giving them a total freedom, uh, um, giving them total freedom to the extent of having less critical will actually can improve their art and also can improve their self-interest or their self-satisfaction or what they supposed to have, like the appreciation in terms of fun or money or whatsoever, and that is not responded by the opening government. And also the opening opposition also tells you about regardless the meaningfulness of the work of art is actually okay to love or hate because it's actually can become evaluation for the creators to make more innovative or creative or more appealing song. And aside from that, why I give the something that can be improved from the opening opposition is that why to some extent, yeah, self satisfaction of society construct should be prioritized more rather than the harms that might happen. For example, like when you said there is a self satisfaction or society construct, why ignoring all these kinds of entities, why ignoring these prioritized goals of the artist can still be justified. Okay, I mean like uh, uh, can only be existed when we actually do not ignore the anonymity. It means like when we tell them we tell them the backgrounds of the people of the artist. It can bring more than just two goals that they actually want to achieve. I think that's all. And uh, and why the opening government has a slightly uh, higher margin than the closing opposition is that first because despite being unable to clear up the definitions on the anonymity um, and that's why there is like a quite gap of understanding. And the second speaker of the opening government just so late to tell you about the parameter of anonymity is the nickname. I think this is why they failed to get the at the first rank, because this also uh, tell them that they failed to set up the room of debate that's actually become a parameter of the discussion. And what makes them better than the closing government is that because the closing government only give you several rebuttals and several rebuttals that actually bring peculiar extension on justifying the actions that the arguments that have been delivered by the opening opposition. For example, like the anonymity isn't make you free from criticals, but even then, what makes it even like quite repetitive is that because the reason is that quite related with the meaningfulness. Okay, so I can see like meaningful. It means like it can bring more or bring more appreciation, and on the contrary, or vice versa. When it's not like meaningless, of course there will be more criticals coming in, and that's why it will just slightly give you differentiations in terms of explanation. But I really appreciate that, like for example, that access discourse, and you can tell directly to the artist why and how come this story can come up or pop up like that. And second one is something that need to be improved from the closing government closing opposition. For example, like you can also tell that uh, the opening, something that actually less explained by the opening government. For example, uh, like no appreciation toward the artist. Okay, the opening government told you that uh, that no appreciation will be given toward the artist, and they also say that it still exists, but didn't mention you the mechanism at the end of the day, and how they can actually contribute to the life of the artist, and how they can actually influence the government, and how they can actually send a message toward their followers that can be recognized. You can also question what's the fear of the society as the enjoyers of those art, and also what's the fear of those the artists, on how they can actually being easily satisfied, or being easily how to say intimidated, because they feel like there is no two-way of communications that become the bridge of improvement from his and their followers. So I think that's all. And yeah, yeah, I think that's all what I can say in regard to the overall education and feedbacks. I hope that can also improve you guys. Okay, I'm sorry for any likes. Probably, is there any question? Not at all? Ada pertanyaan? Atau ada sesuatu mau apa? Feedback, mau umpan balik?
Aku mau mempertanyakan, Sir, yang tadi kan kekurangannya kita di link back yang how the freedom of expression can improve their art. Tadi kurang penjelasannya tuh yang seperti apa ya seharusnya penjelasan yang lebih tepatnya?
Freedom of expression itu bisa di-extend sampai kenapa akhirnya tadi kan menyatakan bahwasanya kalian mensupport freedom of expression itu hanya bisa di-gain kalau misalnya kita membuat art itu anonymous, ya kan. Tetapi kalian nggak menjelaskan kenapa sampai akhirnya ketika book of art itu dibuat anonymous, seperti apa yang akan terjadi di masa depan buat si artis itu, kayak gitu loh. Apa pesan dan suara atau pesan-pesan tertentu yang ingin disampaikan melalui suatu karya yang dibuat anonymous, kayak gitu loh. Dan seberapa harms yang muncul ketika itu tidak dibiarkan anonimus, kayak gitu. Itu sih, jadi kayak bisa di-extend ke situnya. Jadi akhirnya kita bisa bilang kalau total freedom itu penting buat mereka untuk menyuarakan pesan-pesan melalui sesuatu yang tidak tidak teridentitas, kayak gitu. Itu sih mungkin ya.
Thank you, Sir.
Ya, kalau dari OO enggak, Kak. Maksudnya gimana ya?
Sir mau nanya, Sir. Kalau contoh definisi yang lebih tepat tentang mesin itu gimana ya, Sir?
Sebenarnya mesin cukup di-define. Jadi kayak karena ini this has preferred word where all is anonymous. Kalian jelaskan dulu anonymous itu limitnya di mana, kayak gitu. Kalian jelaskan background seperti apa, harms yang sudah terjadi di status quo, kayak gitu. Jadi kalian jelasin bahwasanya appreciation can be only achieve ya ketika akhirnya itu dibuat anonymous, kayak gitu. Jadi anonymity itu memberikan total, misalnya kayak yang kalian sampaikan ya, freedom of expression. Kenapa? Jadi kalian jelaskan bahwasanya freedom expression itu yang mencegah para artis itu untuk improving themselves, kayak gitu loh. Jadi freedom expression itu juga sebagai the only way how they can evaluate themselves, karena mereka lebih akhirnya terdorong untuk menciptakan inovasi-inovasi atau kreativitas tanpa takut dikritik, kayak gitu loh. Sehingga itu akan mengempower masyarakat juga more aware gitu terhadap variasi-variasi art yang tidak ada saat ini, di mana orang itu akan easily judge ketika mereka tahu ada sesuatu yang kontroversial, kayak gitu misalnya. Itu sih. Ya. Jadi meletakkan identity background whether it's necessary or not itu di situ kalau menurut gue. Tapi sebenarnya ya bebas-bebas saja sih. Kalian pokoknya mendefinisikan ada masalah apa dengan anonymity yang terjadi dalam dunia seni kayak gitu. Gitu sih. Oke. Oke, thank you Lina. Kalau dari OO kira-kira apa ya? Tadi memang cuma ada satu sign posting di situ ya. Kenapa itu akhirnya important? Karena semuanya hampir 4 menit dihabiskan untuk clarification dan rebuttal. Nah, kemudian mungkin kamu bisa menambahkan, walaupun yang disampaikan Lina tadi udah cukup justifikasi, ekstensi justifikasi yang sangat baik, gitu. Tetapi karena menurutku nggak ada sesuatu yang baru ya, hanya penyampaian argumen dengan apa ya sudut pandang yang berbeda aja yang kurang bisa dieksplor lebih oleh OO-nya tadi itu. Gitu. Jadi yang aku appreciate di situ ada apa elaborasi lebih dari goals of the artist yaitu mungkin yang bisa diimprove adalah apa tujuan masyarakat juga menikmati art itu kayak gitu loh. Jadi entertainment itu tidak hanya bisa entertainment itu hanya bisa di-achieve dengan memberikan background terhadap art itu kayak gitu loh. Jadi tidak hanya apa ya memportray bahwasanya entertainment as the goals of the artist, tetapi juga expanding the sense of entertainment, the sense of joyful itu bahwasanya itu juga sesuatu yang ingin di-achieve sebagai penikmat artis. Dan di situ justru misalnya, for example, like the hatred, gitu, the bigger the hatred yang given sama society, the higher the possibility to re-announce gitu the name of the artist yang buat dia viral or to become recognized, for example, kayak gitu. Jadi itu sebenarnya apa ya? Controversial itu adalah sesuatu yang di-achieve yang juga menjadi aim goal dari seorang artis itu kayak gitu. Karena it shows ada message yang berbeda yang ingin disampaikan dari dia itu juga bisa disampaikan gitu sih. Jadi jadi dari sisi apa lagi ya? Dari sisi pemerintah juga kami bisa lihat dari mungkin tentang penikmat artnya aja sih yang perlu diekspor kayak gitu. Jadi tidak hanya melihat dari sisi apa artisnya, tapi juga dari goal of enjoy apa goal dari apa penikmat artisnya itu. Kayak gitu. Oke. Ada lagi kira-kira? Atau that's all? Oke. Ya, ya. Jadi kita mau akhiri juga ini. Oke, kalau gitu, thank you so much ya. Semoga kita bisa meet up lagi. Bisa di next meeting. Okay, I think that's all for today. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you.